Hey YouTube, how you doing? Rick here from North Augusta, South Carolina. Black rifle. Well, got my little AR-15 pistol here, Palmetto State Armory, with the sight mark well found and the quick shot on top. That's it. Anyway, built an OVERWATCH rifle. Here it is, 24-inch barrel, AR-15 flat top. I put the hoe grips on, the rubber hoe grips. I'm going to outfit this with a sight mark scope. One of the triple duty mil-dot reticles, lighted reticle. Came in the mail today. Here it is. Just unboxing it here. This is my little mount for my quick shot to go on my Springfield XDM 9mm, so I could put the little quick shot on that. But this is a triple duty 8.5 to 25 by 50 scope, 50mm objective lens. I think they're 30mm tubes. I'm going to have to go get a set of rings. I don't think it comes with rings. Little instruction book, a little dope chart. These are really good scopes. There's a lot of guys that are brand snobs, what I call a brand snob, that they only use $4,000 or $5,000 optics. They got money. God bless them. But why spend a couple grand when you could spend 200 and have the same quality? People say it's not the same quality. I beg to differ. I have the scope. I use it. Sightmark is a very good company. They stand behind their products. I stand behind their products. I have 3 or 4 different Sightmark scopes. I've had night vision equipment from Sightmark. Works flawless. I ain't had a problem. I have a 10 to 40 by 56 with a 34mm tube. This is only 30mm here. And a 34mm tube is as big as some scopes. Well, anyway, there's people that put the company down and run their mouth, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Armchair internet lurky-loos, I call them. Anyway, don't pay any attention to them. Try it for yourself. If you don't like it, send it back. If you break something and the warranty covers it, all I can say is no, it don't hurt trying. But still, some people have something break and they don't even try to resolve the issue. They just write it off as junk because it broke. Well, some things do that sometimes. But anyway, we're going to get this mounted on that what I call my OVERWATCH rifle with the 24-inch barrel. You should really be able to reach out there at 800-900 yards with this without a problem. I recommend using the 62 grain green tip bullet in the little carbine pistol. the heavier the bullet, the more accurate it's going to be out of that little short barrel. Anyway, with this, 77 grain bullets really fly well out of the long barrel AR-15s. I had a long barreled Anderson upper, and I was hitting targets at a grand. So it was a steel target, 18 inches wide at the armpits, average man. Okay, from the waist to the top of the head's 31 to 36 inches. So there you have it. Silhouette target, military silhouette, but it's steel at 1,000 yards, and I'm hitting that steel. I can't say I'm shooting a group like that out there at 1,000 yards. I don't think so. I don't think many can do it with that light of a rifle. I don't think many can do it even with a heavy 300 Winchester Magnum and keep them in a group the size of their fist. So you're going to hit the target somewhere in the 1,000 yards with the 223. You can do it. It can be done. People say you can't do it. They're full of it. They don't shoot, so they don't know. All I said is they sit on Facebook behind a computer in the little groups, and they call you a fundy, or what the hell is that? A FUD and a boomer. Yeah, I'm a baby boomer. I'm an old man, for Christ's sakes. But I've been around a lot longer and shooting a lot longer, so I know what works and what don't work. So anyway, that's it. We'll get the scope mounted, and we'll come back to you and give a review, a tabletop review of the nice 8.5 to 25 power scope with a 50mm objective lens and a 30-inch tube. Should be pretty bright. You know, it's not going to be as bright as those 56mm lenses. I'm sorry, there's just nothing brighter than those. 60mm is even brighter. But like I said, those scopes have a 34mm tube on them. You want to get that scope as low to the bore as possible when you put it on the rail. You don't want it touching the rail, the objective lens, but you want it as low as you can get it. I've had them so low you could just slide the little owner's manual under there, and that's the way you really want it. So you either go with a medium or a high set of rings. Usually put that objective lens down low. With a 50mm, you might be able to get away with a low set of rings. I will try that if these rings that come in the box here are also high rings. You know, if it's too high up off the barrel, I want to get that barrel down as low as possible. Then I'll bore sight it with the laser bore sighter. I'll put it on the crosshair right in the center, and then I'll bring the center down about an inch. Bring the bore sighter laser dot down about an inch, a half inch into the vertical lower stadia line on the crosshair. So you don't want it dead center. They usually, if you put it dead center of the scope when you sight in on the laser dot, you're going to find that you're going to be a little high. So you want to bring it down low so you see where you're hitting the target at, and then you zero it into the target. I recommend 50-yard zero, and then go out to 100 yards, and then zero from there, and then you can even go out to 200 yards. You go out to 200 yards, you zero the rifle. You're hitting dead center at 200 yards. At 300 yards, if you zero the rifle at 200 yards, at 300 and 400 yards, you're going to be pegging that target. You're going to be hitting dead center. So at 300, you're going to be right in the center. Point aim, point of impact. You should hit exactly point aim, point of impact at 300. There's my cat Harley. He's going to show his ass. Literally. Okay, Harley, that's enough. Well, we'll see you when we get back and get the scope all mounted up. Bye-bye. Okay, YouTube, I finished it. Scope's mounted. It came with a set of rings. As you can see, there's not much space between the rail there and that objective lens. Just enough for the scope cover to get on the slide the scope cover on, and the scope cover's touching. So the rings come with it. You got the high turrets. These are lockable, so you can unlock the turret and then make your adjustment and then lock your turret down so you don't move your adjustment. Your zero. This is elevation, windage, and then your focus is on the left hand side, and then you have the lighted reticle, and then you have your power adjustment here, 8.5 to 25 power, 50 millimeter objective lens, comes with scope covers. So, you know, it's for the money. Why spend $4 grand for a scope when you could spend $200-300 and have you a good quality scope at a budget, and you got enough to. Some people buy these Swarovskis and Zeisses. I've had them, and really looking through this scope and looking through one of theirs, really ain't much difference to it. You know, maybe a little clearer, a little brighter in the optic, but you know, for what this is made for, this can do the job. Sightmark triple duty. I think they've discontinued this model and they've gone to a Core series. I think it's called Core. You might want to check that out. Check their website out. Buy up the triple duties they got left. Maybe they give you a discount on them or something. I don't know. Contact Sightmark. Special thanks to Mr. Sellers and Mr. Johnson. I really like Sightmark products. Cellmark Corporation is a fine corporation that owns Firefield, Sightmark, Southern Crossbow, Pulsar, and some other outdoor survival equipment place. Anyway, it's a good company. It's in Texas, so you're supporting Americans when you buy the Sightmark stuff. The Americans that work at Cellmark Corporation, they work for Sightmark, Firefield, Pulsar. Good products. Pulsar's got some of the nicest night optics in the world. I do a lot of hog hunting, as you know, and but in Pulsar thermal sights, I'd really like to review one of them. Maybe one day they'll trust me enough to send me one for a review. I always send them back when I review them. You know, they a couple of companies I've reviewed stuff for let me keep their stuff, so you know, there you go. But I'll do an honest review. If it's a piece of junk, I'm going to tell you, don't buy it. It's a piece of junk. But so far, I haven't had anything from Sightmark that has been a piece of junk or has failed me in the field. I would have no problem taking out wolfhound into combat or one of these scopes to use as a sniper scope. I'd have no problem doing that. But anyway, from North Augusta, South Carolina, this is Black Rifle finishing up his And I can't say this is a build because I didn't build it. You know, I bought an upper and a lower. So picked it 24-inch barrel, 1 7 twists, NATO chamber, 5.56. So you shoot 223, 5.56 in it all day long. It's not going to hurt anything. Great rifle. Very accurate. I had a night vision scope on this, and I sighted it in, and I was dime size groups at 100 yards, so there was no problem with the night vision scope that I had, the ATN. But I got a normal scope on it now, and I'm going to do some long range shooting with the 5.56 and the 223s. Them 223 and 308 is my favorite cartridge. I'm getting away from all the other cartridges. And as far as pistols go, 9mm and 45 is what I'm going with because of the ammo. And same with the 223. There's a lot of 223 ammo out. If you have one 223 rifle, I suggest that you have 1,000 rounds in reserve that's held back for that rifle. For each rifle you have in 223 caliber or 5.56, you have that much ammo in reserve for that one rifle. 1,000 rounds per rifle. So if you got 4 AR-15 223s, you should have 4,000 rounds put back for it. And don't touch it. Put it there for when they come to confiscate them. Anyway, this is Black Rifle from North Augusta, South Carolina. Bye-bye.